right, Andrew, say the line.
This might be one of my favorite chapters.
Hey,
my name's Andrew, and this is one storyteller.
He's usurping my position.
I thought I'd just say everything while I was at it.
May as well.
That's Reagan.
No, I'm not real.
We're in chapter 2, The Riders of Rohan.
Of the
which
Two
is
Towers.
Book 3 of the series, but book 2, the second chapter.
Hate. It's so complicated. Yes. Two Towers, chapter 2. Excellent. This is one of your favorite chapters, apparently.
That's what I said, yeah.
Yes, many times over I have heard this. I keep hearing it over and over and over again. This is a chapter. The basic plot of this is Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli run a long way, and then they ride horses the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And that's cool. And they eventually do catch up to the orc camp.
I don't know if you can say that's the plot. That is like the broad scope
what happens. There's a long conversation.
There's also some important talking. Yeah.
With Eomer, the
What'd
cool
you just
guy.
say?
Eomer?
Eomer. It's Eomer.
It's Eomer. Since he has the accent on the E.
Eomer.
Also, Tolkien does be writing things with like accents on all these letters, which is much easier to replicate when I'm handwriting instead of trying to figure out how to type it. So
that's real.
I'm very happy I decided to do that.
Yeah, Eomer, you are correct.
Of course I am.
That's what I meant to say.
Of course I am. Okay, so our squad, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli. I call them Alg, A-L-G. It's just like so much easier than writing out their names all the time. They are searching. They happen across some more dead orcs. They say, infighting?
Well, that's the conclusion. I think Legolas is like, did someone kill these? That's awesome. Everyone's like, they probably just killed themselves.
Yeah.
well, not suicidal, but infighting. Yeah.
Look at how violently it was done to them. Yeah. Right? Only orcs do this kind of stuff.
That's striking.
It is.
Tolkien doesn't like shy away from violence exactly in his story, but he doesn't. It's not like overly violent, like he'll describe someone dying or being wounded.
Yeah.
But he doesn't linger on the nastiness of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's interesting that it's a mark of the enemy to have like a nasty, brutal sort of killing.
Yeah. Well, that's what you see, right? Is evil hates and is bad to everything, including evil things. Goodness or righteousness tends to be good towards everything, at least to try. But evil has a tendency to backbite and kill itself in horrible and vicious and cruel ways. So you do see that.
Yeah, and that's
quite often.
That's a huge part of Tolkien's chapters. See, there's 2 chapters from that have a lot of orcs, and you see the orc dynamics. And every time it makes the point about all this terrible infighting.
Yeah. I'm hyped for orc dynamics. That seems fun.
It is a very unique chapter because we have all these very hyper noble people talking. The orcs are
not
almost more human in a way. It's frightening to say.
That's a pleasant thought. That's next?
Yeah, the Uruk-hai.
The muckrakers.
What?
Yes, sir. How do you folk like being called swine by the muckrakers of a dirty little wizard?
That's
an orc line for you,
line.
As opposed to, would that I looked on Gondor again in a happier hour.
Yes,
which is
orcs
Aragorn
don't talk
standard.
like that.
Interesting. So I guess we'll see those differences as we go through.
But they see self-devouring. There's evidence of the self-devouring infighting. 5 orcs there,
which means they're on the right track.
Yes,
which is good.
So they're happy about that.
So they start chasing. Aragorn does see Gondor and says, "Wow, that's really pretty," and then goes in the opposite direction because he's got a job to do.
Yeah. He says, "Not yet does my road lie southward." Yeah. He wants to go there, but this is his quest right now.
Yeah. And he sings a little song, and then he leaves, which is cool. It's the same thing as what he was saying about Rivendell. It's the same thing that many characters have said.
Aragorn has been conflicted, but I can buy his confliction, or is more palatable to me at least. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What? That still works.
Confliction. Yeah. Yeah, it might.
That's a better way to say it. I can buy into his conflict.
Yes. Indecisive,
but
very decisive.
he does really embody very nobly that theme of I can't rest for myself yet. There's still work to be done.
Yeah. He is the anti-Boromir, knowing that he wants to go home to him, but he's not willing to sacrifice the mission to go home.
Yeah, and none of us are saying, wow, you're lying to Boromir right now. Like, no, that's clearly not what's going on here.
He'll get there.
Yeah.
And I believe in Boromir's better moments. Boromir would probably agree.
Yes.
I hope so.
I think so. What do you think the point of the song is?
The point of the song. Gondor is cool. The west wind blew there, which means it's good.
West, yeah.
Yeah, it used to be a good place, but it doesn't seem like. It seems like it's all phrased in the past tense.
Right. So the first part is past tense.
Not.
Gondor was like this, and then it ends with, "Will this happen?"
Yeah. Will it come back?
Which is pretty cool. Last episode we were talking about like Boromir's power is broken. Is Gondor's power broken too? And that's exactly what Tolkien is saying with Aragorn's song here. Like Gondor was really great. Like, will it?
Can it be again?
Yeah. Will it maintain that?
Yeah.
Will it maintain or recover that? Yeah. So, in our review of Fellowship of the Ring, we were talking about Fellowship of the Ring is really the most elvish book. Like, and I think that's part of the reason it feels so magical and whimsy at times. And I love it a lot.
I love it so much. I had zero complaints with anything in Fellowship.
But
it was perfect.
We by the end of it, at least, we see pretty clearly in Lorien what the future is for the elves, and their future isn't here.
Yeah.
And I think you could make the argument that really it never ought to have been here. But at least that's true now.
Yeah.
But for men, it's different. Like the spiritual themes of the West are still true for them, but they're not called to literally migrate there like the elves are. And so it is, are you going to be noble here, or are you going to fade away? And that's the thing in tension for the men. And that's the question Two Towers and even Return of the King are really concerned with. Yeah.
Well, the men are given dominion over the earth to subdue it. That's kind of the biblical point of things. Elves weren't given that because elves aren't real, bless. But that's always been.
That's basically true for
that's the biblical rule for human beings, is to go and rule the earth, and to bring it under subjugation, to take care of it for God. And so I'm not surprised that the men are also kind of tasked with that, whereas the elves are told to leave the world. The men are told to stay.
All
and
men
do something
have that
good.
quest, especially Aragorn's people, the men of Numenor, who overlap. Like Gondor is basically a remnant of a Numenorian kingdom.
Yeah. So Aragorn's job is to go and inspire them back to what they should have been doing, or what they should be doing, to keep that alive.
Yeah.
Legolas sees the eagle.
Yes.
Incredible. I wonder what it is about. Okay. I guess we'll find out later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably. Right. Any ideas about this eagle?
I don't know. Well, eagle at this point has been associated with Gandalf. And so I do wonder if it's associated with Gandalf still. But I don't know. I don't know at what point that would be revealed or detailed or whatever.
Okay, gotcha.
There's a one thing that happens at the end of this chapter that's like, and then we'll pick that up later on.
That's true. There's a lot going on in this chapter.
There's. I'm glad we didn't decide to combine these. That would have been a bad idea.
Yeah, the other one was short enough, but this one's long enough.
So you get some interesting stuff. Firstly, they're leaving. I'm gonna mispronounce this. Aemon, something like that. The Rockland, whatever that is. Yeah. The rocky area, and as soon as they leave, it's got. They get into Rohan, and Rohan has all sorts of like grass and is very nice.
Yes.
It's a very nice land.
Uh,
And so it seems like there's a force for good in Rohan that's going to empower them.
mm-hmm.
And he even says somewhere in this, the light feet may run swiftly here, more swiftly maybe than the iron-shod orcs. And so there's a good in the land that will inspire good people
Mm-hmm.
and that will bring down bad people.
Yes.
We'll circle back on that
No,
later
yeah,
on.
it's interesting that it comes right after this song.
Mm-hmm.
Because that same tension runs through the land of Rohan.
Yes.
Like, is this going to be a place that empowers orcs and evil servants, or empowers elves, dwarves, and men and the servants of good?
Yeah.
Because there's this, and I will jump ahead. There's some mention about some evil power seems to be making the orcs faster and them slower.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
that's a pretty obvious tension.
yes, at the end of the chapter. There have been questions up until this point. There was a question back in, I think, Council of Elrond
Yes.
about Rohan paying tithes to Mordor.
Gandalf mentions that rumor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's like a question. And spoiler, the answer is no, but like it's complicated.
Well, that part is certainly no.
Yes.
But extended dynamics are a little more complicated.
There's a lot more going on.
Yeah.
And so Rohan seems to be, it looks like it's a really nice land that's good for good people.
Mm-hmm.
But the more you hear Éomer talk about it and the more you like read about the lands, it seems like it looks fair and feels foul, as Frodo might say.
It's intention. And I really like how Tolkien like slowly reveals Rohan, because you get a lot of information here, but it's not everything yet.
Yeah. And not everything's bad and not everything's good. And a lot of it's like, I think I can understand why people are doing this, but this seems weird.
Yes.
And so
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll go through that. There's a moment where they're following after the orc tracks, and then Aragorn breaks off because he sees an extra track. It's Hobbit footprints, and he says, "Wow, it must be Pippin's because Pippin is smaller than Merry is." And he actually says he is smaller than the other instead of saying Merry. That's odd to me, but whatever.
That is a little odd, I guess.
And the little like pendant that held Pippin's cloak on has appeared somewhere else. To which Aragorn draws the conclusion, this is very purposeful, which it is, I assume, because like Pippin did
Unless
get away
they're
briefly.
dead.
Yes, but I don't know where, like, not idly do the leaves of Lorien fall.
It's just a dramatic way of saying that.
Of saying, hey, I think you dropped this on purpose.
Yes.
Yeah. Very odd. Elf magic is strange. Sometimes it makes people say weird things. So
that's
Pippin
Tolkien's fault.
broke away and then got picked up again.
Oh, it's good. It's a good line.
And they are chasing, but it's good to know that the hobbits, at least at this point, were still alive.
Yep. And that's what the pragmatic Gimli says, I think.
Yes. So they keep going, and then it gets very late in the day. They're just like sprinting across the plains.
Mm-hmm.
There's this choice between sleeping for the night and not sleeping for the night.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
I think it's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aragorn makes the best choice given what he knew at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out to be the wrong choice, I think. Like if they wanted to capture the orcs or catch up to the orcs. There's too much of a numerical discrepancy.
Yeah.
But they wanted to catch up, then they shouldn't have stopped.
Yes. Although the orcs did keep running.
Yes.
At night, right?
But even so.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's one of those things, right? The problem is they can either sleep during the night or they can keep on chasing. And the implication is these are weird orcs who can run during the day.
Yes.
So there is no reason why they would stop at night, because these are super powered orcs. And so I think at best, even if they ran all night, they would keep even with the orcs,
Yeah.
but not get closer
Well, they have been catching up.
slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. But can they keep that up over multiple days that it's going to take?
That's Gimli's secondary argument.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where, like, even if technically you can keep up, by the time you actually catch them, you're not going to be in any fit state to rescue anyone.
I think it's fair to think about. None of them mentioned that though.
Yeah.
So they're like, it's desperate enough. How much difference is it going to make if we're tired or not? Or how tired, I guess would be better to say.
Yeah. Yeah. So Aragorn says, let's take a nap for the moment.
Yeah. That's Gimli's idea. Legolas says, I think we should keep going.
No indecision. Aragorn makes a decision. Might be the wrong decision, but he makes a decision.
Yeah.
And is able to sleep and then feels well enough the next day to start sprinting all over the place again. There is a weird mention here of the Argonath. You've given a choice to the ill chooser. Since we passed through the Argonath, my choices have gone amiss, is what Aragorn says.
Yeah.
I would argue, since they passed through the Argonath, Aragorn really hasn't made many choices, is kind of the problem.
Well, the Argonath is where the waterfall is.
Oh, okay.
Or like right before then.
Is right. So they only passed through the Argonath
right before the Falls of Rhoros.
Right after they got rid of Boromir? Or are they like
no.
Sit Boromir's body on?
The whole fellowship passes through the Argonath.
Yes.
And that's where that's where like the whole breaking of the fellowship chapter happens, is basically right after that, if I recall.
Yeah. Okay, well, that seems weird to me then, because I feel like Aragorn has made one decision. After that, there was a lot of indecision.
Aragorn has said, you go off by yourself, Frodo.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to go up to this chair before going to help Boromir.
Mm-hmm.
I sent Boromir to protect those hobbits. He's dead. I'm going to go this way. Okay, we're not catching up with the hobbits. Do you really want me to make this choice? I think if you zoom in, that's probably the perspective he's taking.
Okay.
Something like that.
I can understand that. Here he chooses to wait and rest. That's probably a good decision.
Mm-hmm.
Objectively. Probably doesn't feel great, but
no,
is the better way to do things.
Yeah.
They wake up in the morning, and the orcs are even further away. As Legolas says, they are far, far away, instead of just far away. Aragorn does his cool ranger thing where he can like listen to the earth, and then he can't hear evil in the earth. He can hear horse hooves relatively nearby. That's going to be important later because there are riders in Rohan, but I guess we'll see that a little later on. Is this the moment where Tolkien just kind of drops the fact that elves don't sleep?
Yes.
That's a thing. That's just a thing that happens.
Yeah, that's the first time it's mentioned.
Yep.
It's also like all the elven abilities really come up here, as far as I can tell. Like Legolas's like ridiculously keen sight.
They are taking the hobbits to Isengard.
His, obviously inhuman endurance, rivaling even Gimli's. And need not to sleep.
Yeah. He can just
it's
dream while
man.
He's awake with his eyes open.
Yeah.
And it counts. Is that something all elves do? Do they have the option?
I think that's the implication.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very odd. Very odd.
This really informed Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. And it doesn't really make a difference.
No, because he has to keep up with these guys.
Yeah.
Or stay back, rather.
Yeah. So he can look ahead and say, the orcs are very far away. Let's go chase after them.
Yeah. There's one neat thing here. Gimli says, man, I wish Galadriel had given us a light so we could run in the dark or something like that. Again, and Aragorn's like, Frodo's going to need it more, man. And then he says, like, his is the true quest. Ours is but a small matter in the great deeds of time. A vain pursuit from the beginning, maybe, which no choice of mine can mar or mend.
Yeah.
Well, I have chosen, so let us use the time as best we may. This is my Aragorn. This is good.
That's cool. That's a good line.
I just think that's really wise. Like, it's cool seeing him arrive at this place, even though he's maybe being a bit pessimistic and fatalistic, perhaps.
Yeah.
But probably not.
It's also true.
But it's good for Aragorn. It's also just amazing wisdom and isolation as well. Because he says this isn't going to matter in the grand scheme of things. We might not make a difference for rescuing Merry and Pippin when all is said and done. But no choice of mine can change these things outside of my control.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my very best to pursue them, is like the clear implication of everything he's saying.
Yeah.
And whether or not we can make a difference for them, I'm going to try my very best. So let's go as fast as we can.
Yeah.
And I think that is helpful. Like, people, it's like sort of the opposite of like the ends justify the means sort of thing. It's like someone say, well, if you are so doubtful you can make a difference here, then just do something else.
Yeah.
But everyone says there's a chance to do some good here.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I'm really doubtful that we will make some good here, like, while there's life, there's hope. Like, there's still an opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, it would be evil to throw this away.
Yeah. This is a bitter end to our hope and to all our toil, Gimli says, and Aragorn says, to hope, yeah, sure, but like
not to toil.
Not to our toil. We're still working on
and
this.
That's really good too.
That's a great line. This is the moment as they get into they're deep into Rohan at this point, closing out their second or like third day of their just straight up sprinting. This is the moment where Aragorn says, "This land is messed up. It's helping the evil more than it's helping us," which is it's helping the evil and actively setting an unseen barrier before us. So it's slowing us down.
Yeah.
The moon is not very bright, and the stars are not very bright, and this whole thing is like messed up. And so they came to the land with hope that it would be full of good, and the more they find out about it, the more they realize it's not very good.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some more explanation and exploration of that idea
the implication, at least in retrospect, and I think even at this point, is that like Saruman has great influence over this country.
Yes.
And that's Tolkien's magic isn't very specific, but you still get like a sense of dread. Like it's a very atmospheric magic. Like Saruman is like dimming this moon and the stars and like giving more strength to his people and less to those who oppose him.
Yeah.
Wild.
There's just
crazy, scary.
A vague haze over everything. It's like Silent Hill, but like
oh my goodness.
In Rohan. I wonder if never mind. We're not going to go there. So 3 or 4 days in, for the fourth day, I think they were like in Emmanuel for the first day. And so this is like the third day of just running across the plains. Yeah,
because they left Amon Hen at sunset, basically, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Legolas looks and sees the Riders of Rohan, who are riding back down the orc trail, implying that they've probably cleaned up some orcs and they're coming back. But he can't see any hobbits with them. And so he is curious as to what happened. Aragorn says, I guess we failed, but we can await news. Whether good or bad, we'll wait and we'll see what they have to say for us.
Yeah.
How do you think when Rohan shows up, because this is our first interaction with actual people from Rohan, we've heard vague rumors about them. We've seen some stuff about their land. We haven't actually met any of them yet.
Right.
This is the first instance of a human being from that culture that actually shows up and has a conversation with them. What do you think about them and how they're displayed in like their background, history, etc., etc.
Sure. Well, there's two like characters under consideration.
Mm-hmm.
There's Eomer, and there's isn't his name Eothane?
Yeah.
Eothane. Only real ones will get that reference. But I think that's like Eomer's like obviously like the clear like character. I don't think we ever read about Eothane again.
Yeah.
And Eomer is
Cool.
like he's proud, he's young, he's strong.
Mm-hmm.
He's bold. He's a lot like Boromir, frankly.
Yeah.
But so he's good, you know. He seems very admirable. But Eothane sort of embodies like the worst parts, like the little hints of bad things we see in Eomer,
Mm-hmm.
which is being suspicious, and like proud to the point of being arrogant and unfriendly.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the impression. So you have these really good and admirable people, but they
Mhm.
are suspicious of the outside world.
Yeah. Very Anglo-Saxon people.
Extremely.
I feel like that's kind of what he was
Yes.
going for.
Oh, very much. Like
Very.
Gondor is sort of an elven sort of country, because you got Numenor, is where they came from, and that took a lot of cues from all the good things about the elves.
Mm-hmm.
Well, some bad things too.
Yeah.
But Rohan is
All the bad things.
Rohan is Anglo-Saxon for sure.
Yeah. Aragorn says they are proud and willful, but true-hearted, generous in thought and deed, bold but not cruel, wise but unlearned, writing no books but singing many songs.
Yes.
And so a very homely type of people,
Mm-hmm.
which is a compliment as far as I'm concerned. But
Sure.
Americans don't use it that way. We're crazy like that.
No, it's interesting.
Generally decent.
They're you're gonna see some the home theme is like mostly present in the Fellowship of the Ring, and it's great for that. But there's like some hints of it still here. I think you can see like the hobbits in the Shire are defined as being suspicious toward outsiders.
Yeah.
And it's a mark of their naivety.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the same here for the people of Rohan.
I could see that. I could buy it.
Yeah. And even there's some of that with the elves too, you know, and Lorien.
So Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli are sitting out waiting for the riders to come talk to them. The riders start riding right past them, and so Aragorn has to call out to them, and that kind of shocks them.
What news from the Riders of Rohan?
It's I believe it's something with their elven cloaks.
Yes.
Which are just camo.
Yeah,
essentially.
it's specifically something with those cloaks.
Somewhat like not magical cloaks, but I think the elves would say your people would call it magic.
Yes, they probably would say that.
And so they the riders find them, kind of threaten them, all line up. It's very similar to the book goes a little bit deeper than the movie does, but the movie is a good pictorial representation of what happens. They get encircled.
They do pretty well with this part.
Very much threatened with a bunch of spears in the faces, but they negotiate, and you see a few different things happen. Eomer is their leader, the leader of the Rohirrim, and so they, or at least this branch, this division of the Rohirrim.
He's the
third marshal.
Third marshal. The Eastfold is his dominion.
Okay. That makes sense. So there are a few different divisions.
I think there's 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, the Northwest Division. The Northwest Fold. My favorite.
Oh. Maybe it's just 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
he's not the entire general, but he is relatively well positioned to be a leader and be in charge. And you do see that as you go throughout. So a few different things. The first introductions are difficult.
Yes, they are.
There is like, what are you people doing? You're not orcs. What are you? You're a man. You're an elf. You're a dwarf. Are you all elves? Is that why we missed you?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is no. We came from Lothlorien. To which Éomer says, "That's a messed up place, man." Which is true. It's true.
Sort of.
But there are elements of that are true. Éomer, a lot of what he's going to say is like confusion at what's happening, because to him it's like his myths and legends are coming to life in front of him.
It's exactly like that.
And so he is very skeptical is not exactly the right word.
I think by the end of it is the right word.
Maybe. Like he's not unwilling to believe it. It's just like very confusing, and he doesn't know what to do with it. I'm not exactly sure how to paraphrase that.
No, that's a very good way to say it.
Yeah. It's complicated. But Aragorn has a really good line about that we will.
That's one of the best lines of the Two Towers.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's on page 33.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We will, yeah. But you're right. There's this pattern of him. Skeptical probably is the best word, but sort of baffled.
Yeah.
Some overlap of those two terms.
Yeah.
Is there's his myths and legends are coming alive. He's like, this isn't the normal world. What?
Everything was fine yesterday.
Yeah, and
here we are.
It's also a mix of bad news.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we just summarize some of the things here, we can pick out some specific moments. But Aragorn reveals himself as the heir of Elendil. He's like,
yes.
This ancient king just sprung up from the grass. Are you kidding me? You guys went to visit the elf witch of Lorien. We'll talk about that.
Wait, there is a woman there? Hold on. And you escaped? That doesn't happen.
He's like, you've been traveling with Gandalf, but he's dead.
That also
like,
doesn't
sort
happen.
of different implication there, but he's not happy about that.
Yeah. They don't believe in...
And hobbits is the last thing. It's like, what? Short people? Are you kidding me?
Like, we sing songs about those because they're myths. They're not real. What are you talking about?
So it's all these like very different sort of things, all are under the same umbrella to Éomer of not my problem. Like, but now it is, and he's really confused.
Yeah, right. There's the world of Lord of the Rings from the storyteller Tolkien perspective, where he has clarified all of this for us, and where we started with hobbits, and that is part of the central conceit of Middle-earth.
Yeah.
And then there's the world of men, where Rohan doesn't believe in any of that because they've never seen any of it.
I think this is a good introduction to the world of men, because Boromir can't really deny any of those things, even though we saw kind of hints of his unfamiliarity, maybe would be the best thing to say. He'd never seen halflings before. Yeah. He'd never even heard of the House of Elrond before. Yeah. So it was kind of hard for him to find it. So there are some similarities between these two men, but Éomer didn't go on a quest far from home. And so he hasn't been challenged on those different assumptions or his exposure.
Yeah. He is perfectly adequate for the world he is used to, but I think a lot of the point of Two Towers and maybe Return of the King is the world is changing, and you can't. It's even the point of the Fellowship of the Ring is you're used to one thing from staying at home all the time, but you're gonna really need to broaden your horizons because
Éomer
life is different,
better adjusted than our hobbits are.
Yes,
like he has some different problems, but in terms of like he's willing to take risks and do things, not just stay naively at home. Yeah. But there is extent to what you're saying, where he does need to go out and garner some more experiences to mature. Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's just what the hobbits are doing.
Yeah.
The hobbits are also all willing to sacrifice that and get there eventually. It's just Éomer is, on the surface, a lot more competent because he's a lot more like skilled in battle and tactics and all these.
It's interesting.
Things.
He's one of the youngest characters in the book. Like he might be about Mary's age or something like that. Yeah. Like I had to double check, but he's certainly not much older than that. Yeah.
But humans mature faster than hobbits.
We do seem to see that.
Kind of have to. So So Lady of the Wood.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Oh yes, it's
the net weavers and the sorcerers.
Are you also net weavers and sorcerers? Maybe. Why do you not speak, silent ones?
Yeah.
He's pretty straight to the point.
Yeah. And then Gimli does the classic. You've compared him to the medieval knight before.
Yes.
Galadriel is his lady, and he will die for her honor.
Yes.
Is kind of the impression.
Which makes she did a lot for him.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he should talk about that instead of threatening to kill.
Chill out a little bit. Hey, your name's Éomer. My name is Gimli. You speak evil about that which is fair beyond the reach of your thought, and only little wit can excuse you.
That's a wild thing to say.
It's a great line, especially when you remember he's in the middle of like 100 guys with spears pointing at him.
He cannot be bothered.
He's just standing there. He's half the height of any of these horses. He's just there.
Well,
anyway.
no, yeah, everyone's on a horse too.
Yeah.
He's like super short.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, but he's like,
he is very willing to protect honor.
Yeah,
which is nice.
And Éomer is too.
Yes.
This is a dynamic the movie really foisted the lines very well from. Adapted. I shouldn't say foisted.
Yeah.
I would cut off your head, Éomer responds, beard and all, master dwarf, if it stood but a little higher from the ground. And I think that's probably true. Like, if Gimli had been a bit taller, he'd probably be dead right there.
Yeah. And then Éomer would be dead. And then Legolas and Aragorn would be dead.
Yep.
It would be terrible. A terrible...
It's a good... So, moral of the story, be short like Gimli.
More... yeah. Shortness saves people.
Anyway... Yeah, Legolas joins in the escalating violence.
Yeah.
And then we see Aragorn is a good level-headed leader.
Mediator.
He says, your pardon, later you'll understand why you made my friends so angry.
Yeah. It's like we can get there. That's not really that important. First question is, before I even give you my name, says Aragorn, do you serve Sauron? Like, are you guys on the bad guy's side or not? Before I know whether I should tell you anything about who I am. And Éomer says, basically, we don't get involved with that.
Yes.
Or at least we try not to. I serve Theoden, which is cool. We don't serve Sauron, but we're also not at open war with him. And if you're at open war with him, you should leave.
Yeah.
Like, we just don't want that here.
It is very Shirish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting position. Granted, I think it does sound Shirish when it's phrased like that. He also brings up later on, they are at war with orcs and such. And, like, Saruman is against them.
Éomer is going to add some more to the story soon. But...
it's not like they're abstaining from every conflict.
Well,
but they would rather not get involved.
They want to.
Yes.
Like, that's what Éomer will later see.
This is Switzerland.
He's going to describe the difference between him and Theoden.
Yeah.
He's like, when I see orcs, I'm going to kill orcs. But right now, like, the king is like...
yeah.
He's like withdrawing.
There is an ideological difference between the king and his generals, and that is one of the things that's like, I can maybe understand that, but I don't think it's great.
No, it's not.
And that I feel like
there's some division here.
Yeah.
Not to the extent of the orcs having divisions, but
I think that'll probably get furthered in later chapters.
It will,
much more so.
Oh, Theoden is a very interesting character.
Theoden is cool. Wait, did somebody write in this? This is terrible.
What did they say?
No, it's just a bunch of smudged ink.
Oh, nice.
Terrible. So, no, we don't serve Sauron.
Yeah.
We used to welcome guests, but now we don't.
Yeah. Then Aragorn introduces everyone. This is the second mythological thing, is him introducing himself as the heir of Elendil.
Yeah. Well, Aragorn, son of Arathorn, Elisar, Elfstone, Dunedain, heir of Isildur, Elendil's son, of Gondor. Here's the sword. It's forged again. You're on my team
aid
now.
me or thwart me? Choose swiftly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you're on my team. Otherwise, we die. Otherwise, Sauron wins. And so there is that right there. That seems a little bit brash to me, personally.
Yeah,
but
we're in an old saga kind of story.
Yeah, it's one of those more cultural things that makes sense back there. Basically, Aragorn delivers them the ultimatum. They have to make a choice whether they're going to help him or not.
Yeah, which that's what Gandalf is going to end up doing here as well.
Shh, Gandalf's not dead, but we'll get there.
Oh.
It's a secret.
Okay.
I think the Eagle's probably connected
if Gandalf
with him,
were here, I bet he'd be doing the same kind of thing Aragorn was.
That's true. Aragorn is embodying Gandalf's spirit very well. So you do see that. Aragorn very much steps into his kingship here. There's like a picture of that. Legolas sees him wearing a crown, basically, even just for a moment, and so it's like, oh, he's claiming authority for himself.
Yeah.
So he is very much doing the Gondor thing, but he's not going to be distracted by Gondor right now.
Yeah.
He's got a different job to do.
It's a good way to say that.
So Éomer says, "Oh, that's interesting."
He's stunned.
Yeah, like this has never happened before. What happened to
Strange Days?
Boromir?
Oh yeah,
Boromir died. Rip. And Éomer said, "I like Boromir. He was cool. He was really useful. He was a great blessing to his people, and it's a shame that he is gone."
Yeah. You were saying earlier, Aragorn's bringing choice before them.
Yes.
And Éomer literally says, "What doom do you bring out of the north?"
Yeah.
Aragorn says, "The doom of choice."
Yeah.
And that's just very biblical.
Yeah.
I think reality also is a testament to that.
Yeah.
Is like you can't just naively sit back in the Shire. You have to make a choice. But that is sort of a dreadful doom about that. It'd be more comfortable not to. So it feels bad. It feels like a doom to have to make a choice.
Yeah.
And if you make the wrong choice, definitely is, right?
that is the risk. But it is certain doom to not make a choice.
It's interesting. Yes.
Yeah.
And he's like, now you know what's up. Stop choosing not to choose.
Yeah.
Because that's the doom of choices. You can continue to do nothing, at least for this specific context. You can continue to do nothing, or you can start doing something.
Yeah. When Jesus says, whoever is not with me is against me, whoever does not gather with me actively scatters, you're like, whoa, that's pretty strong language. What if I just don't want to engage with it? But the thing is, if you're not engaging to help what is good, you are actively choosing to allow that which is evil to prosper and continue.
Yeah.
And so there is no such thing as like the middle ground where you're not helping one side.
You can't sit on the fence.
Yeah.
Just
This is not how it works.
Another quick aside is at the beginning of Proverbs 31, Lemuel has advice in a series of Proverbs. It's like, you can't like become drunk or distracted with your own, like pleasuring yourself, because that will prevent you from doing good. Yeah. So, yeah, that's been a passage I was thinking about recently, and there's a lot of overlap here.
Yeah. You can't refrain from doing good.
Yeah.
You have to do good, or you're doing evil. Like just tell Theoden that. Like, go tell your king that.
That is his chief problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I feel like the movie adapts this into the Helm's Deep moment, or no, slightly before that.
Yeah,
the Edoras.
They do a lot of different things in the movie. Theoden's still a great character in the movie, but I think, I'm unapologetically biased, but it's pretty good in the book.
Okay,
it's probably better.
I'm curious to see what Tolkien does with him. He is one of my favorite characters in the films.
Yeah,
so
same.
The theme of his character is fascinating. So Theoden needs to make a decision. Yeah. Who knows if he will. The writers at this point, they ask about Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli ask about the hobbits. Hobbits aren't real, says Éomer, and then Eothane. Like, what is he even talking about? Let's not waste our time with him. Let's just kind of leave. he then asks, Éomer asks Aragorn why he's there, and Aragorn starts to explain like the situation, and he says, "We set out with Gandalf."
Yeah.
And as soon as he says Gandalf, Éomer says, "Don't talk about him, because as I said in book 1, he is the arbiter of change, and everywhere he goes, bad stuff happens. We don't like him, or at least Theoden doesn't like him right now."
Yeah.
So he also stole Theoden's horse.
Ish.
Ish. He returned the horse, but now no one else can ride the horse, and so Theoden's mad about that. So very sad, very sad. But so it goes. Be careful about Gandalf. Also, I feel like there's this idea that when Gandalf arrived in the summer, and then Saruman started being a problem for them, and so it seems like Saruman was always putting things together in the background.
Yeah,
but
he only recently revealed himself.
Yes, and it was at the coming of Gandalf that Gandalf revealed what Saruman was doing, and then Saruman really made himself an active threat.
And that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Saruman wanted to try to get Gandalf on side before he started his big plan into motion.
Yeah.
But maybe from the writer's perspective, and probably something like spoilers, there's a character named Grima Wormtongue who's a bad dude, a bad advisor. But probably Grima and other people like him are saying, "Oh, look at this. It's Gandalf's fault because he went to Isengard."
Yeah. Yeah, definitely could be.
Yeah, that's sort of the implication. There's like Gandalf shows up when things are going bad because he comes to help you during bad times. But the easy thing to do is just blame that person.
Well, if every time he shows up there's bad stuff happening, anytime he shows up, there's bad stuff happening. And so there's a natural amount of suspicion that is thrust upon him. And unfortunately, Theoden's taking that very seriously right now. So be careful if you ever do go and chat with him. There is clarification. Rohan has never given any tribute to Sauron. Like, that is a lie people make up about us. That's not something that we do. However, Sauron did ask them for payment, and they said no. And when they said no, Sauron came in and stole all their black horses.
Yes.
So he does have Rohan horses, but it's not because they let him. It's not because they gave it to him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
So you have that picture.
He's got a style.
Yes.
He has to get the black horses for the ring wraiths.
Yes. May as well. The dark animals are more willing to put up with the evil ring wraiths.
They just look scarier.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
It's true. Can you imagine just like a regular brown horse with a ring wraith on it? That seems kind of lame.
I was going to make fun of Tolkien for this, but it does seem a little lame.
Yeah. A white horse with a ring wraith on it is very odd. Yeah. That wouldn't be fitting. So, you see
a spotted horse.
that clarification. You see Éomer kind of, the conversation just hits a bunch of different points that I assume are going to all be relevant later. And so we can just name these very quickly. Éomer seems to be, I think I'm reading this right. He's kind of defending Rohan on his own.
Yes.
And Theoden is not really doing anything in defense of his
this
people.
This is one of the first times. It happens 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
Where, first of all,
like yes, in future chapters?
Yes to everything you said.
Okay.
And mostly in the yes.
Okay.
There could be a couple examples of this. Éomer is like, I think, one of the more. Oh, they're all obvious ones. But what's happening is Éomer is. He's gonna do it twice in this chapter. We read that he has done this, and he's gonna do it in this chapter. I'm terrible at explaining things, but he is defending the realm, and it's against Theoden's commands, technically. So Éomer and some other characters are going to show us like Éomer's a loyal guy, but he's willing to bend or even break the law when it disagrees with what he knows is right. There's going to be another character who does that in the second part of the book. And then in Return of the King, there's a really, really sad moment where this happens too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look forward
So
to this.
It's interesting that Tolkien shows this, because Éomer is a good, wise young guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to break, like his uncle's the king too. He doesn't want to break these laws, but he does.
Yeah.
He's off killing orcs, and then his bending a lot, or breaking, when he lets these people go free instead of driving them off, killing them, or taking them straight to Edoras.
Yeah.
He even gives them horses.
Yes. They are borrowing the horses, and he's like, "Hey, you need to make sure you return these because I'm going to get
sort of
in
putting
big
his life into
trouble
their
if I don't."
hands.
Yeah.
So
So it's cool. I like Éomer.
yeah, he's
cool.
a great guy.
At this point, just reading through this, I have my suspicions from knowing the overall story and having seen the film so much. I'm not. Just reading through this, I'm not sure if it's a lack of leadership at this point or a corruption of leadership. And I wonder if that is a question Tolkien meant for us to have going forward for Theoden, because it's phrased as like he's not helping, he just isn't. And it's not specifically like he is doing something bad. It's just he doesn't care.
Yes.
And
yes,
so I think
you're right.
Yeah, at this point, it's
But what did Aragorn say?
ambiguous. Which part? He says a lot of things.
The doom of choice moment we were talking about. If you choose not to do something.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's the place Tolkien's going to guide us to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's still bad either way.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's like actively corrupt evil or if it's just incompetence or laziness.
Well, that part is.
I think it'll get clarified a little bit later on.
Yeah.
But
it will.
Neither of those are good. Don't do either of those.
Yeah.
They're bad. Let's see.
They run 135 miles.
Yeah, they just do that.
Brother.
That's pretty cool. That's the thing where Éomer's like, whoa, this is legendary.
Strider is too poor a name.
Yeah.
That's a cool line.
You can have wings on your feet.
No, like that.
Some weird
I
feet
did
you
cross
got
country. This just. I hate thinking about that. Like, because I can feel it whenever I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's too. Oh, man.
You ever run 135 miles in 3 days?
No.
It's like, brother, I don't think that's.
It's rough running 5 miles.
Yeah. I don't think that's really how that would work, but I'm glad that they managed it.
I wonder if anyone has tried that. The Aragorn, like we got the marathon, but not the Arathon.
Never speak again.
It's really funny.
That is, yeah.
Rather. But
oh my. Yeah, if you want to run 135 miles, by all means, do so.
Only do it if you're an
3
elf.
days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a dwarf. Or a really cool human with elf blood in you.
Yes.
Which is kind of broken, but whatever.
Sorry, what were you saying?
So he's really fast. It's right. It's one of those moments where again Éomer is surprised, and we've seen it all throughout this chapter of like, wait, there's a lady in Lothlorien still, huh? Oh, you escaped Lothlorien, huh? That's interesting. Oh, you're Aragorn, the king of Gondor. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, you are you're just so unique. And it's at this point on page 33, according to the official translation, that that Éomer just kind of says, how shall a man judge what to do in these times?
Yeah.
And Aragorn's answer is fantastic.
Yeah.
Because he says, there's still good and there's still evil, and you still know what they are.
Mm-hmm. A man shall judge as he always has.
Yeah.
And he's not saying that to some idiot like Grima or Ted Sandyman, the Hobbit.
Yeah.
He's saying that to someone who's proved through their speaking together that he is a noble, moral person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good and ill have not changed since yesteryear, right?
Yeah.
Good and evil are not, by the way, in case you don't know this, good and evil are not relative to your time.
Yeah.
Right? Good and evil are not relative to your race. Elves and dwarves and men, they are the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, we all know this, and it is a man's part to discern them as much in the golden wood as in his own house. So you can go
Yeah.
wherever you want to.
Man.
Good and evil are still the same. You can go with whatever people you want to. Good and evil are still the same. People don't know this anymore, which is one of the things that depresses me most about the modern world.
Yes.
But Tolkien just absolutely nails that on the head, and I like it a lot.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Very resonant. Because if we do like a small aside, you can understand why people want to do it and define things like case by case, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'll do what's true for me. You can do what's true for you.
Yeah.
Or what's right for you, what's right for me.
It would be convenient if that was how it worked.
Yeah, but when push comes to shove, I think we all see, and if we all think about it, like that worldview just falls apart when it's really tested, and maybe even we can say when even under a little bit of scrutiny.
Yeah. As soon as you start thinking about it, it doesn't work.
Yeah. For the Lord of the Rings world, which is reflective of Christian worldview, it's sort of a different sort, like what you said, totally right. But it's sort of like has a different emphasis to it, I think.
Yeah.
Which is Éomer, like we've said, feels very overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like, all this stuff is out of my hands. I'm not used to this. What am I going to do? But it's sort of like what Aragorn said earlier. I don't know how this is going to end. I have a suspicion it's going to end poorly.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to choose what I know is right.
Yeah.
Which is I have to try to help these people who are helpless. I have to try to rescue Merry and Pippin. So I think that fits under this umbrella as well.
Yeah. You all know what's right and wrong. And I think a lot of the complaints, especially against like Aragorn, for us, the complaint is it's not because a lot of people want to say, your situation depends, or your situation changes what's right and wrong, which is not true. And we all know that. It doesn't. Nothing justifies murder, right? It can make it pretty understandable. You can sympathize with the person who's doing it, but it doesn't ultimately change what's right and wrong about it. And so complaints against Aragorn have been, you should make a decision, and you're not doing it. And I understand why you're hesitant to make a decision, but it's not right for you to delay. Like, that is a foolish, foolish thing. That's the same thing for Theoden. It's the same thing for Éomer. Is like, what's right, even though the different things have changed for you. Sure. And Éomer even goes on to say, it used to be we would let visitors come in and do whatever they wanted to. Nowadays, we take them right to the king, or we kick him out.
Yeah.
Right. But the right thing to do. Okay. And so he lets him go.
Yeah.
which is so cool.
It is. It's really neat series of interactions. Like, most of the chapters literally just Éomer talking to Aragorn.
Yeah. This might be my favorite chapter that we've read up until this point.
It's really good.
I like Éomer a lot.
I think there's one other thing to say.
Sure.
I don't remember which page it is. It'd be different for us anyway.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in this chapter.
Someone somewhere wrote.
I think it's after the hobbits are brought up.
Yeah.
Éomer says, "Do we walk awake on the surface of the earth, or are we like asleep and dreaming?"
Yes.
Something like that. Like, am I walking in the real world, or am I in some dreamland, some fantasy world?
Yeah.
Which, if you're meta, that's sort of funny, I guess. But
yeah.
But it's neat. Aragorn's response there, I also love. He says, "You just referenced the green earth. Like, am I walking the real world?"
Mm-hmm.
But Aragorn basically says, "Well, the real world is a matter of great, astounding legend as well."
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That would take a little longer to dive into, so I guess I'll try to keep it short. But
yeah.
Like, it's a great response here in the book too, but it's also great in isolation.
Mm-hmm.
Is it's like carrying Éomer's theme of being sort of skeptical or baffled,
mm-hmm. Very agnostic.
But Aragorn says yes,
mm-hmm.
But Aragorn says, "Look, you have a truncated perspective here. You're basing normal on what's normal for this world, but like, it didn't used to exist, right?" it was created. That's a matter of great song and legend also.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's you're basing your normal on how the world should work out of how you have always seen the world.
yeah. So C.S. Lewis calls
you
that,
haven't seen most of the world.
Yes. And
historically or just geographically, you haven't seen most of it.
And we think historically,
chronological snobbery.
Yeah.
Is that the word? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can
stole
say
my
it
line.
if you want to.
C.S. Lewis describes that as chronological snobbery, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
Yeah.
But it's like,
how arrogant would it be to think that you have all the answers?
Right. And even you have a responsibility as a thinking person to consider the origin of things, I guess is the best way to say it. And it's sort of what Aragorn is saying. He's like, look, man, you're dismissing all these legends and like using it. Eomer's in danger of using that as an excuse to say, that's out of my hands. I don't know. That's too much for me.
Yeah.
And one part of Aragorn's solution is, look, judge as you always have. The other thing is, have some humility, have a better perspective.
Yeah.
Because the world hasn't always, like, what's right and wrong has always just stayed the same, but the shape and the look of the world hasn't always been the same, right?
Yeah.
I think that's really interesting. He's using two things that seem different on the surface to make a very good synthesized point.
Yeah.
And it is extremely religious. It just is. Aragorn's points don't work unless he believes in higher power.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just a great unknown. And even with that great unknown, you have to recognize that there is the unknown, but then you also have to recognize what you do with it, right? Yeah. Because Christians also have a great unknown. We don't really know how God works. Like, as much as he has shown some things to us, he's also kept most of it secret. Like, we just have no idea. But you can still do the good you can. Yes. And so there is still a conclusion to draw there. Even for individuals who are atheistic or agnostic, there is a recognition that something, like, the world came from somewhere, and there is probably something.
Yeah. Nearly everyone today believes that.
Yeah.
And there's good reason to believe it came from somewhere, right?
Yeah. And so, like, you still have to make your decision.
Yeah.
And you still know what's right and wrong, like, because we just all do. And so there is no excuse.
Yeah. And if we tie all these things together that we're talking about, let's say you can't be agnostically like Theoden.
Yeah.
The doom of choice is here because you can think and you can evaluate information.
Yeah.
And so you have to make a choice.
That's a responsibility that God has given to every human being. So good luck. The chapter then ends with they get handed horses thanks to Eomer's nobility. Even though it is breaking the law of Rohan, it is serving the law of righteousness. And so he's willing to compromise on.
It's like David in the show.
No. Don't get me started.
That's a tangent. We'll just move past that.
Oh my.
I think we disagree about that one.
Yes, absolutely. You are incorrect. I follow the words of what Jesus says about it, which is,
oh my goodness,
it's not lawful, brother. It's so simple. Anyway, people mess that up all the time. That was his first sermon I ever preached. Was on David was on Jesus' argument on David in the showbread.
Okay.
And how everybody usually gets it wrong.
So your first sermon was wrong.
My first sermon was absolutely correct. Thank you very much. Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli go looking for a pile of dead orcs. They spend the night by Fanghorn Forest.
Yes.
Aragorn knows it's not safe. He's
not sure why.
Yeah, he's asked about it. He says Fanghorn is as old as the old forest is, which I don't really know why he brings that up, because Legolas and Gimli wouldn't really know about the old forest.
Well, if not before, they would have heard it during Frodo's report of his journey.
I guess that's fair. So. Okay. They are somehow connected, but Fanghorn is greater, and I don't know if that's just because of these legendary Ent figures that are referenced,
yes, the
or
Onodrim.
If there's more than that. But during the night, to just wrap this up quickly, Gimli's on watch. There's this old man who shows up. He's wearing a hat. And then Gimli says hello, man. And he vanishes, and also their horses are vanished.
Yes.
And so Gimli says it's probably Saruman, because he has a habit of walking Cloaked and hooded. And Aragorn says, yeah, but this guy had a hat on.
You know, this is one of the most nebulous parts in the book.
So we'll see where that goes.
Yes. It's a good cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Especially since we have a chapter break.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, not chapter break. We have a intermission chapter.
Yes.
That's what I meant.
Yes. So next time we will talk about chapter 3, which
very
is
unique.
Orc chapter number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's another one in
Later on. There's one in Frodo and Sam's story, isn't there?
Yeah, Sam ends up listening to a lot of orc stuff in the beginning of Return of the King.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe a bit in Two Towers. Anyway.
Orc 1. Part 1. That's what we'll look at next time. So thanks for listening to this. I will say this feels much more like a traditional story, and I like it a lot better thus far. It may also be due to how I'm reading it, which is a little bit less intensive, but I am enjoying it a lot more. I guess we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, the second chapter especially is pretty different.
It's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool. I'm a big fan.
You still had some. They were more appropriately pedantic things for the first chapter.
Absolutely, as they should be. I consider that more a part of Fellowship of the Ring than anything. So
that's fair. Yeah,
I think it's fitting. All right. Well, hey, we're even doing this in a relatively timely manner. So, thanks for listening. Hope that's something interesting to think about. And next time we'll be doing Two Towers Chapter 3, the Uruk-hai.